Hey guys, welcome back. Origami here, bringing you another one of our tabletop matchups. Now today, on the left, I need to pull up these deck list names again. I always forget to do this. I'll be playing Granbull on the left. These are, of course, going to be more of the top 32 games. We're not going to be doing this for much more often, but by the way, guys, we're going to be taking the version, our own builds soon of these decks and posting them on the channel so we can give you guys proper deck videos and stuff like that. But today we are playing the list that we have seen from the Champion League in Tokyo. So on the left is me, Mr. Orabomb. I'm playing Granbull, which is actually the 9th place list in a 1200 man tournament. That's right, Granbull. Shun Ito's Granbull list. And then on the right is of course Nelson. He's playing Decidueye Ninetales. That was the 17th place list. Shintaro Ito made it with the Decidueye Ninetales. Of course, I'm a huge fan of Decidueye, so I actually cannot wait to show this video off. The lighting today is a little bit funkier than it was last time, so hopefully you guys can like manage and still see the screen and stuff. But I'm going first here. We got Snubbull here. Snubbull is 70 HP. Has the attack. You can discard up to 2 cards, 2 trainer cards in your hand. If you do, you can do 20 damage for each one. But before we get into the video, don't forget to drop a like. Remember, dropping a like is important. I know a lot of you guys want to see Granbull, so I'm glad I got a chance to build Granbull and play it for you guys. It's actually really interesting. If you guys don't know what Granbull does, it does 130 damage. No, it does 30 damage plus 130 more damage if you attack with an empty hand. And if you play like a Rangaroo Macargo combinations, you can constantly get yourself into an empty hand and be attacking for pretty much 1 KOs with like Choice Band and Shrine of Punishment and stuff like that. Well, Ninetales, as you guys know last time, if you evolve into Ninetales, you do get you can choose 2 cards from your hand, from your deck and put them into your hand. 2 item cards, that is. Now, we are playing at Heroes Collectibles, so of course, shoutouts to Heroes Collectibles as always for being a great store, awesome place to record, things like that. They're really, really cool there. So if you guys ever want to go to Heroes Collectibles, I would highly recommend it. And of course, shoutouts to our sponsors at Guardian Gaming. I'm recording this on Friday. The video will probably go up on Saturday, which means that yesterday on Friday I announced the winners for the Celestial Storm pack giveaway that they're hosting right now. They gave me 100 packs to give away, which means I'm giving away 20 to 5 people, 3 through a Twitter giveaway, 1 through Discord giveaway, and another one through the video itself. So be sure to enter all of those. Well, I mean, I guess I already announced the winner, so never mind. I'll be doing more of those for sure though. But my boy, he's playing a 1 of Swampert. Like the list plays a 1/1 Swampert line, which I think is really interesting. It's because you can easily get the Swampert out throughout the game, and you play Super Boost, which works on your Decidueye with your Swampert and stuff like that. So he actually got the Elm, I believe. Did he get the Elm? Actually, I don't know what he got. No one's paying attention too much. But he did play down Lele. He got himself a Rowlet and a Vulpix. Vulpix having Beacon is just pairs really well with Decidueye, and now that you have the other Ninetales, you can get yourself rare candies and stuff as well. So overall, it's a pretty cool combination. Is there any another announcements I have to make? If you guys want a chance to win a couple of codes, of course, like all my other videos, answer the comment question of the day. He's going to attack me for 10, which is actually kind of interesting because Granbull has 130 HP, which is always like a little bit rough to hit since you're sniping for 20 at a time. So he put me at an even number of HP essentially by doing that one attack there. But my hand is a little bit whack, to be honest. I have a Rangaroo that I can play down. I can always slap down this energy as well. But it's I mean, I have Macargo as well, I guess. I guess I can just Ultra Ball here. Play down both my cards in my hand and then get Granbull and then hit for knockout. That will give me an empty hand, give me a Granbull on board. It's a little bit of a weak board state. Ideally, right, you have 2 Macargos, 2 Rangaroos, and 2 Granbulls down at all times because you don't play Lele or anything like that. So that'll be best case scenario. But anyways, we draw 1, we draw the card, we get ourselves Granbull. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do instead. I'm going to, instead of having an Ultra Ball, I'm just gonna grab the Granbull, Guzma up the other Rowlet because I don't want Decidueye out. Because this matchup is actually kind of rough because Decidueye has so much HP. Like you can hit 160, 190 with Shrine damage. You can take knockouts as well. But 240 HP is really hard for Granbull to deal with, and the sniping damage actually racks up really, really well because of the low HP mons that we're playing with right now. I mean, we got we got Macargos like only 90 HP. And then 130 on Granbull, 120 on a Rangaroo. It's easy enough for them to both snipe and spread. And since Ninetales has a 70-30 spread attack, he can very easily just clear my board with enough proper spreads. He's using Beacon here, I believe. So he's just going to grab himself Ninetales and Swampert. Swampert's pretty cool because Swampert can just draw him, discard 2, draw 3. And Swampert's not a bad attacker if you get your Super Boost as well. So yeah, he just Beaconed that turn. We were just talking because there's a lot going on here. We got Great Ball. This deck plays 4 Great Balls, 4 Ultra Balls, 4 Nest Balls, and 4 Apricorn Makers. It's a really good way to thin your hand down because like these are all items, and then Apricorn Maker can get you a combination of cards that can help you thin down your hand with Ultra Ball and stuff like that. So you have a lot of ways to thin your hand down. But here I'm just going to grab a card using Macargo. I don't really have to show them, but I put it face up naturally. I think I have everything I need in my hand to like make my hand empty. But he didn't get the he didn't get the what's it called? I think he got Lily this turn. I think it was kind of greedy to get Lily instead of getting. Let's see if I can get a useful Pokemon here. I think that's what he did, right? He grabbed Lily instead of grabbing the what's it called? The Professor Elms. I think it was maybe a little bit greedy because he wanted to have a full bench of Pokemon, but at the same time, I don't think he had a draw board for the following turn, so he wanted to be a little bit safer. So I understand where he's coming from. Like he wanted to get a draw board for the following turn. That's why he grabbed Lily instead of Professor Elm, and he did get quite a few Pokemon down. But overall, I was able to kind of steamroll here and just set myself up early enough to start taking knockouts and stopping him from actually getting out his useful Pokemon. He doesn't have a Vulpix anymore to evolve into Ninetales, which is really good for me. He doesn't have a Decidueye because he didn't beacon for it. He's going to Guzma again. I'm assuming pulling up. Okay, he's going to pull up Lele. He can attach and retreat if he needs to. Yeah, there's a DC. He can even just attack, to be honest. He does not have DC in hand. He does not have Rare Candy in hand because he didn't evolve into Ninetales. So yeah, so he doesn't attack me for 40, which is still kind of awkward because he is just a couple snipes away from taking knockouts when it matters. But dude, as you can see, once you get the Macargo out and you have a Ranguru, you can very easily search your hand for anything that you need, including ways to thin your hand down. This deck plays like 4 Ultra Balls, like I mentioned earlier, to thin. You have one of Mysterious Treasure in this deck as well, which is really funny because you don't have anything you can evolve with Mysterious Treasure. I'm gonna knock out Rella. Just like I said, I'm knocking out all the threats. I believe this is game 2, where in game 1 we lost the footage, which is actually kind of sad. But because like spoiler, we're only gonna have 2 games this video because we lost the footage for game 1. So I'm not gonna say who won. I'm gonna let you guys think about it, or I might tell you guys at the end of the video. Who knows? But yeah, we've had some technical difficulties. I do need to get a new camera, but cameras are just so expensive. And not to mention the one that I have right now is kind of whack, just in general, but whatever. It's fine. We'll evolve. We're almost at 5K anyways. I think once we hit 5K subscribers, I'm just gonna do like a complete rehaul on the channel, things like that. So I'm pretty excited about that. But he's on Ultra Ball, get himself another Rella. He really needs to get himself Decidueye. Decidueye is cool because you can like max pot the Decidueye in this matchup while sniping and just putting things in range. And but I'm kind of like steamrolling this game because he can't seem to set anything up because he never got Professor Elm. He never found a Professor with draw. Now this deck plays 3. I do think if I were to play this deck personally, I would play 4, just because it's so important. But I am gonna take a knockout here without trying. In my head, I thought I had to get Shrine, but I realized that I don't need to because I have Choice Band already. But I do remember in this game, it was like, oh man, how am I gonna take a knockout on this Lele right now? If I do, I just kind of solidify the game. Let's do this. I'm gonna draw for turn. I'm gonna draw for Ranguru, I mean, and I'm gonna Ultra Ball here to get myself nothing, probably just to attack. I can get Ditto. Yeah, Ditto seems pretty good here because he doesn't have Decidueyes down. Now I've been avoiding playing Ditto this game because I was afraid he was gonna get down 2 Decidueyes or like Ninetales Decidueye and just like knock out Ditto. His Ditto has only 40 HP. In this deck, Ditto is good because you can evolve into both Macargo or Granbull. And I'm just putting a thing on the top of my deck with Macargo. So I drew one off of Ranguru, used the Ultra Ball to get Ditto, and then I put a card on the top of my deck with a Ranguru here. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and attack, take my knockout. Yeah, and that's why I told you I don't think I'd take a knockout on him this turn. And I'm pretty sure I put Shrine on top of my deck for no reason that I think about it. But it's okay, it's okay. I'm gonna take 2 prizes here in a second. Hopefully I don't forget. Did I forget? I might have forgot. That could be bad. But in the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because I just take a knockout here. I think he just scoops this game up because he realized that I'm supposed to take my 2 prizes. We were just talking. That's what it was. Okay, cool. Well, that's game 1. Granbull won, like dominantly won, because we were able to hit 130, like turn 2, I believe. So it's a 1 energy attack. It's 30 plus 130 more damage if you have an empty hand. And obviously between Rangurus and Macargo, you're constantly able to get what you want while having an empty hand. And that's the power of this deck. This deck is a little bit weak to like stalling. So you could lose to things like Guzma stall or counter catcher stall or stuff like that. That's always annoying because everything in your board has a 2 retreat cost. It might be worth playing DCEs for retreat options because I mean you can always play Switch, I guess. Never mind, you can play like Switch and things. Yeah, you can play like Switch. DC is not bad because you can attack with the Rangaroo though. Just some options, but overall, I think the deck is pretty cool. I think it's actually a really cool deck. We're gonna go ahead and get to game 2 here though. I do lead with a Rangaroo, which is one of these decks' biggest downfalls. You are playing 3 Rangaroo in this deck. There's the Elm. He has managed to get all 3 Rowlets out. Man, I'm gonna try to fix some of these colors later and see if I can make this look better. But he is gonna get 3 Rowlets out. Now, Rowlets are like the biggest threat to me in this matchup. Like Ninetales is cool because Ninetales has 200 HP, which means I need to find a shrine and a choice band to take an OHKO on it pretty much. But in most cases, it's like not as big of a deal as knocking out Decidueye, because Decidueye can hit 90 and then with a bunch of snipes, and it has Hollow Hunt, has a bunch of tools to its favor. So I have a hand full of just balls right now. It's just ridiculous. I have 2 Ultra Balls, 2 Nest Balls, and I believe there's 1 treasure in there as well. I can definitely thin my hand down and get my board set up, which is kind of important. And I can draw a Rangaroo. I can draw for Rangaroo. But I want to try to get down 2 Slugmas, 2 Snubbles, and 2 2 Slugmas, 2 Snubbles, and 2 Orangaroos. That's like best case scenario for this deck. And it looks like we might be able to do something. I have Stretcher in hand. Maybe what I should have done was discard. Well, I can Ultra Ball for one thing, discard it with the other Ultra Ball, Stretcher it right back, things like that. So we'll see what we can do here. I think I just discarded Stretcher anyways. Actually, it doesn't really change anything. I definitely do want to get more stuff. So I'm going to discard Ultra Ball, and Stretcher here to get another Snubble. Snubble is the main attacker, so it is the most important card to get. Let's see. Is there anything I'm forgetting to say? I don't think so. But once again, shout out to Nelson as always for, you know, being rad. Dude, Nelson actually hooked me up with some cool cards the other day. Oh man, that's pretty dope. No, shout out to Nelson as always. Oh, and we also traded. We traded Fatinis on Go, and now I have a 98% Fatini, which is kind of lit. I'm gonna attach an energy there, and I'm just gonna pass. I have treasure in my hand to make my hand down to 0 if I can play down 1 more card next turn. I could have drawn off a Rangaroo, but maybe I should have drawn off a Rangaroo just to get a little bit deeper in my deck. But in reality, I don't really want to get deep in my deck. I want to make my hand thin. So I'm like toying around with different ideas. You got to keep in mind that whenever we play these decks, these are some of the first times we play these decks. We don't do a lot of practicing. We're just I just trust Nelson enough to like get the concept of the deck, and we maybe play 1 or 2 games to test, but that's about it. But I really like Granbull. I think it's actually a legitimate deck. Maybe tier 2, tier 3, something like that. It's kind of hard to be tier 1 because you play multiple shrines, right? I've had multiple games where you had like maybe a Stretcher stuck in your hand because you don't have any Pokemon knocked out, or a Recycler in your hand because you don't have any energies in the discard pile, or even like a Shrine because you've already played 1 shrine or your opponent's played a shrine, and you just can't seem to get these cards out of your hand no matter what you do because you don't have the Ultra Balls yet or Macargo yet or anything like that to help you like draw around. But he is going to go ahead and get the Ninetales to get himself Rare Candy and Timer Ball, I believe it was. Maybe 2 Rare Candies. I don't know what's in his hand, to be honest. Let's see. Yeah, it's Nest Ball. Okay, so he's using Nest Ball to get another Vulpix down because he wants to chain those Vulpix. He is going to use Rare Candy to evolve into a Decidueye. And I believe that's it. Is he going to do anything else? I don't actually remember. But yeah, having this thing stuck in the active is kind of rough. I'm hoping he knocks it out, but he can just kind of leave it active for a while if he wants to. But he's going to go ahead and snipe me with Decidueye. Let's see. I believe he puts there, yeah. 20 on the slug, and then he's just gonna go ahead and pass. And play the shrine down, start chipping away things, so I can actually get shrine this game, which is kind of important against Decidueye. You want to make sure you have as many shrine ticks as you can possibly have to put them in range. So shrine is pretty nice here. Hopefully we don't forget any turns of shrine. It is kind of hard. I do have a Tate in my hand, I believe, so I can. I'm drawing here because I can't play. I know what I'm doing. I'm drawing here. Because I'm hoping to draw a Granbull or a way to search Granbull or something. Because I have the Tate in my hand, and I believe that was a treasure, but I had no way to make my hand down to 0 while also getting a Granbull there. So we're just going to go ahead and use Tate and Liza. Just started shuffle drawing. Because I could have used Tate and Liza switch, which is its primary reason for being in here, just more switch cards. But it's good to be able to shuffle draw just to continue sitting on my board. I would like another Slugma. I would like, oh, I have that Ditto in my hand, but I can't just play the Ditto. Because if I play the Ditto, I could lose. I mean, I could still lose, but that's not the point. The point is that I could get knocked out. Now, I'm debating if I want to play the Ditto and grab a Rangaroo with this Nest Ball, or if I want to just grab a Slugma and just roll with it. I think I have to grab the Slugma though, because he's most likely going to knock out a Slugma next turn. He can attack and then spread again, and that would put me in range because I have 70 HP. Now, keep in mind there is an 80 HP Slugma, and that's actually kind of relevant because we're not playing the 80 HP Slugma in this deck. I should be, but I completely forgot about it because I put the 80 HP Slugmas in a different deck, and I meant to switch Slugmas between games, but I just didn't get a chance to. So, in other matchups, this would be an 80 HP Slugma. I don't think it would change the outcome too much. I'm gonna play down Ditto because I want him to knock out the Slugma. I want him to knock out Ditto. That way, this way I guarantee a Slugma next turn, or a Macargo next turn if I can find it. I do have Lost Mixer in hand, but still no Granbull. Still no way to get out of the active here. And then there's a Shrine Ticks. Dude, shoutouts to Seabass as always. This man comes in being the judge for MVP, keeping us in track. We are playing these, like, you gotta understand, when we play these games, we're playing like 7, 8, 9 games in a row. We're exhausted whenever we record because it's late. It's already late in the evening. We both get off of work and then we go see each other, and then we start playing games, and we're just dying. So if there's any mistakes, just like the whole Buzzwole hop-up thing that happened. By the way, we did record another Lost March versus Buzzwole, but this time we recorded it with our own version of the decks. There's the, oh, is he about to, this man's about to pop off right now. He's gonna get all 3 Decidueyes down, 2 Ninetales. He's gonna be able to attack me, and at this point of the game, it's just like, how do I win? I don't know. Guess we're gonna find out here. Can I win though? Well, let me know in the comments down below if you think I'm gonna win this game. How often do people win a game when there's all 3 Decidueyes down and attackers? I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, he is going to go ahead and just put that at 4, so we can knock it out with the thing. And now he can actually knock out the Ditto too. So now he guarantees no Slugma next turn because he managed to get everything, or no Macargo next turn because he managed to take care of all my Slugmas there. Okay, we have Treasure, we have 2 Guzmas, we have a Lost Mixer as well. So what we could do in theory is like Guzma here and then Lost Mixer. Without Macargo though, you can't exactly choose what you grab. And I'm also relying on getting Granbull as well, right? So I want to draw as much as I can. So I think we Lost Mixer first. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna Lost Mixer just to thin our hand all the way down to 0. Oh, actually we're gonna draw 1 card, so technically 1. Let's see if we get a Granbull. We get a Stretcher, which gets us another Slugma down, I guess, and then we have a 0 card hand again. The question is, like, I can't just, I mean, like, I can draw more off a Oranguru, because I haven't drawn off any of my Orangurus yet, but I still need to find a Granbull, and then I have to be able to attack. So we did draw a Granbull, but then here comes a huge issue that I was mentioning earlier. We have that energy recycle system in my hand, and I have no way to get an energy out of my discard pile because there isn't one in the discard pile. So I'm gonna have to play this blower to get rid of that Choice Band on the Ninetales because he's just slapping it down for the sake of having it down, I guess. I'm not too sure if I like Choice Band in this deck, actually. Like, the more I think about it, the more I'm just kind of like, maybe I should cut the Choice Band. Because I really want to build Decidueye Ninetales. Also, I'm sorry for all the glare and stuff that you can't see. There's just Lele all the way at the end, of course. But I'm gonna go ahead and blow away the Choice Band there. And we're gonna draw 2 and see if we can find like an Ultra Ball or something. We found a Fairy and a Granbull again. So unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to take a knockout here, but we can at least hit him for 60 thanks to Choice Band. I'm gonna attach 1 to the Slugma because if he knocks out the Slugma, I can use my recycle system. That's kind of my idea, right? Because he's gonna want to knock out the Slugma, right? He's not gonna leave the Slugma there because I'll eventually get Macargo and get rolling. So if he knocks out Slugma, then I can use my recycle system and that'll put me at empty hand. So now we have to account for Shrine Ticks. We are using the smaller die, so I'm not gonna really be able to tell how much damage is on the board. So forgive me for that. But we ran out of big die because there's so many die. There's so much damage on the board. Every single one of his Pokemon is taking a Shrine Tick now. Look at that. Look at that. All of that board. Where's my Tapu Lele when I need it? Magical swap right now. He's gonna go ahead and use his own blower, which means no more shrine for me, and he's gonna be able to use Acerola, which is like just overall just a bunch of bad is happening. So he could just triple snipe and knock me out, right? Because that would be 60 damage, which is exactly 130. So if he wants to knock me out here, he could just do that. Man, I really hate that there's all this glare. It's just so hard to pay attention to all these things without like a third person to watch the camera for you while you play the games. I need to hire an assistant. Who wants to be my assistant? I use an Ultra Ball here for Lele in case I do take a knockout. He can at least play Lele down. I want to find another shrine. This deck does play 3 shrines. I think he's just going to... What's he going to do here? put damage, so I'm at 90 right now. So he's going to do 60. Oh, so he's okay. So he's just 70 and attacking. So he's doing his best to avoid. He's doing his best to avoid putting the energy in the discard pile. Because I think he knows. He's suspicious because I attached my energy to the Slugma. He's just like, what's the reason? Which I don't blame him. So we're gonna draw here. We got a Guzma, which I can pull up a Decidueye, I guess. I have a Granbull on the bench too, so it's like not the worst thing in the world, but it's not like super great for me either. But I can play down. I can at least play it down, at least stall for a little bit. But as you can see, we had game one where like Ninetales had kind of a rough start because it didn't have like a draw support. He didn't want to just play Elm for the sake of playing Elm. But in game two, this man popped off with a turn one Elm, which eventually led to 3 Decidueyes and 2 Ninetales. So like, as you can see, this deck is a little bit wild thanks to Ninetales. Decks just become a lot more consistent thanks to Ninetales too. Because in reality, you only need like, excuse me, at least for stage 2 decks, you only need like 1 or 2 turns of items to like do well. Or like you just need to find 1 or 2 items to like pop off, right? So having access to these cards is just so strong. For Buzzwole, as we saw last time, for Ninetales, as we're seeing now, for Zoroark, as we're gonna see in the future. I mean, I'm not gonna play any Ninetales Zoroark in this video. I just overall I just don't play Zoroark very often. I mean, I do for like the sake of knowing how to play the game, but not for like videos and stuff like that, because Zoroark gets boring after a while. So he is gonna finally knock out this thing. It was supposed to be at 150 here, and we're just discussing how it was supposed to be at 110 damage so that he can just snipe once for knockout. We forgot about that earlier, but it's fine. He takes a knockout here, and then he essentially kind of like wins this game, right? He drew a super boost. He just drops a super boost on Decidueye and takes a knockout here because he put the other 2 snipes on my thing. And then I have no more attackers. I just scoop the game up, and as you can see, I have 2 Macargos prized. My only 2 Macargos are prized, which kind of sucks. I mean, obviously it didn't come into play. I actually did not know they were prized. I should have been checking my prizes, but I didn't. In the end, it didn't really matter though, because I was hoping I would take a knockout with a Slugma down. So it's not like I would have changed my plays at all. I would have constantly had those Slugmas down so I could just evolve into Macargos after I take a prize. But we never did get a prize going. So, but that's fine. Game 2 was a throttle. We throttled our opponent game 1, and he throttled me game 2. But those are the 2 decks. Let me know what you guys think about both of these decks down below. I'm actually really excited about both these decks. I think they're a lot of fun. Granbull to me just reminds me a lot of like Pissimian. Like it's got that kind of feeling whenever you play it, and I love playing Pissimian. And then Decidueye is literally one of my favorite decks. It won me 3 League Cups whenever like I played Decidueye Zoroark at tournaments. Like I played Decidueye Zoroark at 3 League Cups and won first because that deck is just busted. It was at the time, at least, not anymore. But let me know in the comments down below what you think. Let me know what decks you want to see me play next. We have a couple of decks recorded already. We got the new Malamar list recorded because I love me some Malamar. We got the new Macargo list recorded. We have another Lost March versus Buzzwole, and then after that, we're just recording different variants of these decks versus random other decks. So I know like there's a couple commenters out there that are just like play Blacephalon versus other meta decks. I got you, big dog. I built my own version of Blacephalon, and I'm actually really excited to test it. I haven't sat down and tested it yet. And once again, shout out to Guardian Gaming, our sponsors. Be sure to check them out. Links are down below as always. Shout out to Heroes Collectibles in Houston. I do appreciate you guys for letting me record there. And once again, that store is super chill, so I love hanging out at that store. And shout out to all you guys. We're so close to 5K subscribers. We're just right there. We're less than 200 away. So I'm really excited about that. It's all because of you guys, your support, guys. So keep up the support. Don't forget to drop a like on this video. Leave a comment down below, and hey, more giveaways in the future. We'll have to see. Lost Thunder is almost out, so I'm pretty excited. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.